Millions of seniors reach for the same blue and pink box every single night. It's sitting in medicine cabinets across the country right now. The label says sleep aid. It's sold at every pharmacy without a prescription. And most doctors have never once warned their patients about what it does to the aging brain during those 8 hours of darkness. If you or someone you love takes any over-the-counter sleep medication to fall asleep at night, you need to stop what you're doing and watch this entire video, because what researchers at the University of Washington discovered about these pills and dementia risk is something no television commercial will ever tell you. And the alternative that actually protects your brain while you sleep, most people have never even considered it. I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and this channel exists for one reason: to bring you the latest medical research translated into practical, honest advice designed specifically for adults over 60. If that sounds like what you've been looking for, hit subscribe right now so you don't miss what's coming next. Now, let's talk about what's actually inside those sleep pills and why science should concern every single one of us. The sleep medication I'm referring to is called diphenhydramine. You know it better by its brand names: Benadryl, Zizquil, Unisome sleep tabs, and dozens of store-brand versions. It is the active ingredient in nearly every over-the-counter nighttime sleep aid sold in America. And it is one of the most commonly used substances by adults over 60 who struggle to fall or stay asleep. Here's what most people don't realize. Diphenhydramine was never designed to treat sleep problems. It was originally developed as an antihistamine built to stop allergic reactions. The drowsiness it causes is actually a side effect, not the intended benefit. Somewhere along the way, pharmaceutical companies realized they could rebrand that drowsiness, put it in a new box, and sell it as a sleep solution. For young adults, occasional use may not cause lasting harm. But the aging brain is a fundamentally different biological environment. And this is where the research becomes deeply troubling. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 71 years old, a retired schoolteacher from Ohio, sharp by every measure. She had been taking a generic diphenhydramine tablet every single night for about 4 years because her doctor had once casually mentioned it was safe, over the counter, nothing to worry about. What nobody told Margaret was that every night while she slept, those pills were interfering with one of the most critical maintenance processes her brain depends on to stay healthy. That process is something called the glymphatic system. Think of it as your brain's overnight cleaning crew. During deep natural sleep, your brain actually shrinks slightly, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to flow through it like a pressure wash, flushing out toxic waste products. The most important of these waste products are beta-amyloid and Ti proteins, the very proteins that build up into the plaques and tangles found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Your brain can only run this cleaning cycle during deep, uninterrupted sleep. This is not optional. This is not a luxury. This is a biological requirement for long-term brain health. Here's where diphenhydramine becomes a serious problem for seniors. This drug belongs to a class of medications called anticholinergics. In plain terms, it works by blocking a brain chemical called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is essential for memory, learning, attention, and cognitive function. When you block it night after night, you're not just getting sedated. You are directly suppressing the very neurotransmitter your brain needs most to stay sharp. The glymphatic damage is perhaps even more alarming. Diphenhydramine does not produce the same kind of sleep as natural rest. It produces sedation, which looks like sleep from the outside, but lacks the deep restorative stages where glimpy cleaning actually occurs. Studies published in the journal Frontiers in Neuroscience have shown that sedation from anticholinergic drugs significantly impairs glimpy function. That means every night you take these pills, your brain's cleaning crew doesn't fully show up for work. The toxic proteins that should be flushed away begin to accumulate instead. Comment below right now and tell me this: have you or someone in your family been taking over-the-counter sleep aids regularly? Just type yes or no. I want to understand how many people watching this are affected. Now, let me give you the study that should be on the front page of every newspaper in the country. In 2015, a landmark paper was published in JAMA Internal Medicine by Dr. Shelley Gray and her colleagues at the University of Washington. They followed more than 3,000 adults over the age of 65 for an average of 7 years. What they found was staggering. People who took anticholinergic medications, including diphenhydramine-based sleep aids, for a cumulative total of more than 3 years, had a 54% higher risk of developing dementia compared to those who did not take these drugs. 54%. And critically, the researchers noted that this elevated risk persisted even after people stopped taking the medications. The damage had already been accumulating. These pills are sitting on pharmacy shelves right next to vitamins and antacids, marketed to the very population most vulnerable to their effects. This is exactly what unfolded for Margaret. By her mid-70s, her family started noticing small things. She'd repeat herself in conversation. She'd forget appointments she had always kept religiously. Her physician ordered cognitive testing, and the results showed early-stage memory impairment. It was only when a new doctor reviewed her full medication list and immediately flagged the nightly diphenhydramine that the connection was made. By that point, 4+ years of nightly use had accumulated to well over 1,000 doses. But here's what I want you to hear clearly. There is a better way, and it genuinely works, because the goal isn't just to stop something harmful. The goal is to give your brain what it actually needs for genuine restoration every single night. Stay with me, because the next part of this video contains the specific protocol that sleep researchers are now recommending for seniors who want to protect their cognitive health long-term. This information is worth staying for. The science of healthy senior sleep has advanced significantly in recent years. Research from the National Institute on Aging and studies published in Sleep Medicine Reviews have identified approaches that support natural sleep architecture without the cognitive cost of anticholinergics. The first and most evidence-supported alternative is magnesium glycinate. As we age, magnesium levels in the brain naturally decline. A 2023 study published in the European Journal of Nutrition followed adults over 60 and found that those with higher brain magnesium levels showed significantly better cognitive preservation over time, with improved sleep quality as a key mechanism. Magnesium glycinate, specifically the glycinate form, is calming to the nervous system and supports the deeper sleep stages where glimpy cleaning actually occurs. It does not sedate you the way diphenhydramine does. It prepares your nervous system for genuine rest. Frank was 68 years old, a former electrician from Texas, when his cardiologist mentioned almost in passing that his blood pressure medication could interact poorly with his nightly sleep aid. Frank stopped the Zizquil and tried magnesium glycinate instead. He reported that for the first 2 weeks, sleep was actually harder to come by, which is completely normal when transitioning away from sedatives. But by week 3, something shifted. He was falling asleep more naturally, waking less frequently through the night, and he told his daughter he felt mentally clearer in the mornings than he had in years. What Frank's experience reflects biologically is this: genuine deep sleep, the kind magnesium glycinate supports rather than suppresses, allows the glymphatic system to do its full job. The brain cleaning cycle runs completely. Beta amyloid and tau proteins are cleared efficiently. The acetylcholine system resets rather than being blocked night after night. Over time, this cumulative difference is not trivial. It is the difference between a brain that ages well and one that doesn't. If you found this valuable, share this video with someone in your life who takes OTC sleep aids regularly. You might be giving them something more important than you realize. Now, let's get into exactly what you should do starting tonight. Do not stop diphenhydramine abruptly if you've been taking it for years. Talk with your doctor or pharmacist first, because sudden discontinuation can temporarily worsen sleep. Ask specifically about a gradual tapering schedule over 2 to 4 weeks. Begin magnesium glycinate at a dose of 300 to 400 milliliters taken 30 to 45 minutes before bed. The glycinate form is critical. Magnesium oxide, which is cheaper and far more common, is poorly absorbed and will not give you the same result. Look for magnesium glycinate or magnesium best glycinate written on the label. Brands like Doctor's Best Pure Encapsulations and Thorne are widely available at CVS, Walgreens, Whole Foods, or on Amazon. If you need additional support during the transition period, low-dose melatonin, specifically 0.5 to 1 milligram taken 60 minutes before your target sleep time, can help reset your natural sleep rhythm without cognitive risks. Most melatonin supplements contain far too much. Stick firmly to the low end. Keep your bedroom temperature between 60 and 67 degree F. Research published in the journal Current Biology found that cooler sleeping environments significantly improve deep sleep quality and glimpy activity, specifically in older adults. Please speak with your doctor before making any of these changes, particularly if you take blood thinners, diabetes medications, or heart-related prescriptions, because magnesium can interact with certain drugs and individual situations vary. Here is the single most important thing to carry away from everything we've covered today. The most common sleep aid on pharmacy shelves, the one millions of seniors use without a second thought, is doing the opposite of protecting your brain. It is blocking the neurotransmitter you need for memory. It is suppressing the sleep stages that allow your brain to clean itself overnight, and the research now links years of its use to a 54% higher dementia risk. You deserve to know this. Comment below with one of 3 things. Comment switching if you're going to talk to your doctor about transitioning off diphenhydramine. Comment your current age so we can understand who this content is reaching, or comment sharing if you're sending this to someone who needs it today. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope this video earned it. My name is Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and next week we're covering the single most overlooked vitamin deficiency that quietly doubles stroke risk in adults over 65. You will not want to miss that one. Until then, take good care of your brain.